Kashmiri Pandits on the ground demanding some action, and they're saying you need to have a sense of urgency. We're shifting our focus to Gujarat then, where remember you have phase 2 of polling that is currently on. But what we're understanding is now, in fact, you have on your screen the mother of the Prime Minister, Hira Ben, who in fact is 100, and she still stepped out to cast her vote. Earlier in the day, we had already seen the Prime Minister step out and cast his vote, and the larger messaging that was being sent out was you need to exercise this right of yours, otherwise you shouldn't really complain. So now we are seeing that age is not really a factor. That shouldn't be a deterrent. This is really a call to every voter out there, young and old, that this is your day. You need to step out and cast your vote. We'd already seen pictures of the Prime Minister meeting his mother yesterday. As I pointed out earlier in the day, we got visuals of both the Prime Minister casting his vote as well as the Home Minister with his family as well. But now you have the Prime Minister's mother, Hira Ben, also casting her vote. Some special arrangements that have been made for her as well. My colleague Sharon Elizabeth is now joining us. Sharon, as I said, age really cannot be seen as a factor. Hira Ben is 100. What are the kind of arrangements that have been made for her to cast her vote?
Absolutely, Ridhima. She is an inspiration to the youngsters, to the women, to everyone who are in fact thinking twice before coming out and voting, because when we talk about Hira Ben, she's 100-year-old and she has not missed, even if it's a municipal polls or assembly polls or the Lok Sabha polls, every time the election comes, she comes over here at this particular polling booth, which is in South Gandhinagar in Raisan, and she has just entered the booth number 9 at South Gandhinagar, where she will in fact be casting her vote. And the kind of arrangement, if I ask my camera person to pan and show you, can see the kind of security which is in place over here. There is in fact police in large number. Apart from that, there is civil defense officials who are in fact gathered here in large number so that no untoward incident happens. So, and also a large number of crowd has also come over here to see Hira Ben. And you know, this is happening just a day after the Prime Minister has in fact met with her at her residence, where she, Prime Minister sought the blessing from Hira Ben. We have seen those visuals, and today it was in fact around 9:30 a.m. when Prime Minister casted his vote, and at about 12 noon is when Hira Ben is casting her vote. So right now the ramp facility, which is over here for senior citizens, is where her car had in fact come over outside the polling booth, and she was taken into the wheelchair, and then she has on the wheelchair she has entered the booth number 9, and she is in fact casting her vote, and any time she will be coming out of the booth. And here she is accompanied with the family members, the younger brother. Remember, today morning the Prime Minister met the elder brother, and today the younger brother is accompanying the mother, Hira Ben, who's 100-year-old and has reached the polling booth to cast her vote. And like I said earlier as well, every time, be it a municipal poll, be it assembly poll or a Lok Sabha parliamentary election, we have seen every time she has always ensured that she comes or physically comes and reaches the polling booth, in spite of the kind of age that she is in, because there are a large number of people. There are facilities like postal ballots as well for senior citizens, but she physically comes. So she is in fact an inspiration to a lot of youngsters, to a lot of people. So if I ask my camera person to just keep focusing on the gate over here, on the exit gate, that is from where she is going to make an exit after casting her vote, and now she will be coming out anytime soon.
Right, Sharon, we can already see those visuals on our screen. We can see that inked finger. As you were rightly pointing out, you have Hira Ben, the Prime Minister's mother, accompanied by the Prime Minister's younger brother as well. So the larger message that is being sent out is this is your day, to every single voter, young and old, that you need to exercise this right of yours to make that informed decision of who you want your next government to be. And earlier in the day, we'd already seen streets were full of people who wanted to catch a glimpse of the Prime Minister, then something similar with the Home Minister as well. Now the visuals that you're seeing on your screens are of the Prime Minister's mother, Hira Ben. And what is to note here is she's 100. So age really cannot be seen as a factor. She's accompanied by other family members. She's just finished casting her vote, and then that ramp that Sharon was talking about that has been made, because remember, as I pointed out, she is 100, so some sort of special arrangements that have been made to make her comfortable so that she can go up and cast her vote. She's already finished that, accompanied by various family members who were also showing their inked fingers. Sharon continues to be with us. Sharon, also you were pointing out that not just the family members of the Prime Minister, but you have people in general who've turned out in huge numbers just to catch a glimpse of the Prime Minister, just going on to show that it is the Modi factor and that popularity that refuses to go down.
Absolutely, and we have seen that from 8 a.m. itself, people were in fact in large numbers outside the primary school where the Prime Minister was supposed to vote, and even before they could vote, they wanted to see the Prime Minister. We have seen large number, and now these are the visuals of the mother of the Prime Minister, Hira Ben, who is in fact 100 years. And Ridhima, like I pointed out earlier, if she wanted, there are a number of facilities for the senior citizens, like the postal ballot. While sitting at home, she could have voted, but these are the pictures that are in fact inspiring a large number of youth, a large number of people who are in fact in doubt to come out and vote, because we have seen how the urban apathy that the Election Commission is also talking about. They're especially asking more and more first-time voters, more and more youth to come out and vote. So these pictures, these visuals right here are an inspiration to a lot of people, because we are talking about Hira Ben, who is in fact 100-year-old, and irrespective of whichever election it is, municipal polls, Lok Sabha election, she has in fact come over here, and all this is happening just a day after Prime Minister has in fact come to Resan, the South Gandhinagar constituency, where he had in fact met her, sought her blessings, and today when the Prime Minister was in fact was on his way to cast his vote, we have seen the huge number of people there to gather to see the visuals of Prime Minister. And similarly, there are in fact huge number of gathering here as well to see the visuals of Hira Ben as well. So after casting her vote, the family members also over here showed the ink finger, and now she is in fact making an exit from the polling booth.
Right, Sharon, because you touched upon the urban apathy, that was a dip in the percentage that we saw, and this was something that was reiterated by the EC as well. Till about 12:30 this afternoon, what is the kind of voting percentage that we've seen as far as phase 2 is concerned?
The Election Commission, in fact, has not really put out the percentage at the moment, but around what we are learning is that the first phase, in fact, had in fact seen a low voting percentage compared to what happened in 2017. There was in fact a dip of about 5 to 6%, because last time, if you remember, there were more than 65% of voting percentage, but in first phase there was in fact low turnout is what the Election Commission has been claiming. But of course, we have to see whether it has been picked up in second phase, because we have seen a number of appeals that has been made, not just by the Election Commission, but also by the Prime Minister, by the senior leaders, cutting across the party lines, cutting across ideology. They have been asking more and more people, especially the youngsters, especially the women, to come out in large numbers and vote, because if you see overall in Himachal Pradesh as well, in the MCD elections as well, the voter turnout in urban areas has in fact gone down, and that is in fact a concern, is what the Election Commission has been saying, and that is why we have seen how the Prime Minister today also appreciated the kind of work that has been done by Election Commission, how the arrangements have been done in all polling booths, and it is a smooth process, Ridhima, be it the elections in Gujarat, the MCD elections in Delhi or Himachal. We have seen how the process have been smooth overall, and that is why more and more appeals are being made. And now these are the live visuals of Hira Ben. If I ask my camera person to just focus on these, now she, after casting her vote with the family members, she is now leaving, sending out a message to a lot of people who might not be, planning to come out and vote. So this is in fact a big message, strong visuals that are in fact coming in from South Gandhinagar in Resan area.
As Sharon is rightly pointing out, we continue to stay with those visuals. You can now see the Prime Minister's mother, Hira Ben, who is 100, still stepped out to cast her vote. You can actually now see her leaving the venue. She was accompanied by the Prime Minister's younger brother and other family members as well. Sharon, thanks a lot for getting us All those details, we of course will continue to come back to you right through the day. But let's